Hello again, Power Ranger family, friends, and fans. It is Fiend Friday, which means it's time for another episode of Baboo's Monster Review with your host, Steve Andrino, aka the suit actor for Baboo for seasons 2 and 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Okay, we are into episode 24, an episode entitled The Spit Flower. I wonder why it's called that. Might have something to do with the monster. We'll find out. Typical aerial shot of Angel Grove, and then of course the close-up of the youth center.
Hey guys.
Okay, people have asked before. Actually, I'm going to stop here for a second. Okay, so this is the hallway that leads into the juice bar. That hallway, there's actually another door in this hallway right about here, which actually leads into the main hallway of the schoolroom, the way the set was set up. So if you're looking at the stairs in the classroom, there's a door off to the right for a classroom. There's a door off to the left that leads to what looks like a little hallway. That hallway actually is the hallway that leads into the juice bar. So the way the set was set up, you had a hallway. We had one classroom off to the right, which was Miss Appleby's class or detention or whatever other classroom they needed it to be. At this end of the hallway, if you're facing the stairs, it literally was just a hallway that went across, so there was nothing. You're walking onto the set, then you clear the wall so they can see you, and then you can walk off the other side and literally just walk around that wall. So you could potentially see the same person walking the same way multiple times in a row, depending on what shots they actually ended up using for the show. So again, looking at the stairs, now the staircase leads, you walk up, there's a right-hand turn on the staircase, and then the extras and the actors are out of view. Well, literally, it just goes back down on the other side out of view and comes around, so you could walk from this way from what's another hallway in the school. So again, you have the potential of seeing somebody walk upstairs, and then a few seconds later, they're crossing from that hallway going across. Obviously, it's not going to be the main actors, but I'm sure you can find some extras every now and then walking in, look like they're teleporting because they're in different areas that they shouldn't be based on which way they were walking. That's all that I remember from the actual school and juice bar set. People have asked, I was never in the command center. Baboo never had a reason to be there, and neither did any of the extras or kids in the classroom. I think I might have took a look at it once, but I don't remember where it was in relation to the school and the juice bar. And then of course the Moon Palace set, we'll get into that in season 2 once Zed takes over and we're in the redesigned Moon Palace, because I spent plenty of time in there. Alrighty, back to it.
I gotta step out for about an hour and pick up some supplies, but you can work on your float while I'm gone.
Thanks a million, Arnie.
Okay,
no
so
problem.
Kimberly is working on a float for a parade.
I can't believe a float I designed is going to be in the big parade.
The big parade. They don't quite say what parade it is.
Deserves to be.
Till later.
Thanks, Tommy. It is like so cool to be part of a parade that promotes
cool
world peace.
looking
So,
float.
what do we have here?
What are you guys doing here?
Oh, look,
And of course,
it's a
Bulk and
cute
Skull
little model
coming
float.
in to wreak havoc.
You know, model
Well,
float.
not really.
Hey, back off. Nice flower. Huh?
And then we realize Bulk has allergies.
Gross.
My allergy.
And out we go. That was kind of funny. Okay, now, so Rita sees what's going on, and now she wants to have a float in the big parade.
Enter into that parade. They make them out of flowers. Daisies, eh? What did I tell you? If you hadn't gone and eaten all those sunflower seeds, we'd have flowers by now.
Okay, so once again, Baboo and Squat getting into it. It's the same footage every time, just dubbed over with different dialogue.
That's such a sunny disposition.
They'll have no world peace while I'm
Okay,
around.
so this is the first hint as to what the parade's about. World peace, okay. And now we have
Yeah, those are cool flowers.
You know what the best part is?
Tommy and Kimberly's
They're gonna recycle
budding
all the flowers from
romance.
the parade
Get
this
it?
year.
Budding flower.
Really? How
Yeah,
do they do that?
whatever. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
I
really
couldn't
simple.
resist.
They just collect them all and then they turn them into potpourri.
That is interesting. And attack! So we've got 4 putties here, it looks like. Kimberly getting grabbed right away and doesn't know what to do for a split second. Putties there destroying the model of the float. Again, this shouldn't be too big a deal. We know Jason can handle a couple of putties at once. Kimberly seems like she can hold her own against one. And we know Tommy is the strongest and can handle multiple at a time. Nice little flip there, and then we'll do it again in slow-mo. Putties actually get Tommy's outer shirt off. Get a grip on him, but nope, not quite now. Back on. Nope, they're taking it off again. And Tommy best known for his spin kicks. Always practicing his kicks every time he's alone doing karate practice. That was a nice little choreographed with duck and jump over. I'm not quite sure what the point of the putties was for destroying Kimberly's float, other than just getting her upset. And of course now the rest of the Power Rangers walk in, so now that they realize they're outnumbered, the putties say, see you later. We're done with that. But of course, the first time we see a Power Ranger crying,
Look at my model.
Kimberly's all upset because her model's demolished
Without this model, we can't build a full-size float.
and they can't build the
I
float.
won't be able to be in the parade.
Oh, Kim, cheer up. There'll be other parades you can design floats for.
Yeah, but Rita will probably wreck them too.
Now, come on, that's a big deal. I don't know if anybody's been to parades. Now, as we'll see later, this is actually a float from the Tournament of Roses parade, which is, of course, done every New Year's, which we just passed a couple weeks ago. These are huge deals. It takes a very long time to make these floats. Months, possibly. With them building the structure and all that, they only have a certain amount of time to do the actual flowers on them, and the volunteers required to do them is ridiculous how many people they need to actually construct these floats in such a short period of time so the flowers are still alive. That's obviously what's going on here. That's a pretty big deal. You know, oh, there'll be other parades you can build floats for. This isn't for your local high school where you're building a float out of, you know, crepe paper and other stuff. This is a huge deal. A lot of these floats have movement to them as well. There's animatronics that go on that make the floats move. This isn't a, oh yeah, you can do this again next year. Yeah, if you're extremely lucky, you can get another float into a parade like that. But no, this is a big deal. I understand why she's upset about it. So they did a good job in conveying the emotion of what would probably be a real reaction if something like that happened in real life. Well, not the putties, of course, but somebody coming in and destroying your model, and now you can't build your float for the Tournament of Roses parade. That'd be a pretty big deal. Anyway.
Well, perhaps we can simply reconstruct it.
All that time and effort for nothing.
We can help you build a new one.
Yeah. There's no way we can get more flowers in time. The model's due today.
Okay. Again, understandable. She's
a real witch.
disappointed. I love that line. Rita's a real witch. Yes, Jason, we know. That's why she's got... Yeah.
What I need now is a very special monster. Got any suggestions?
Oh no, I am not worthy to make a suggestion to you.
Alright, so Baboo is good at sucking up to Rita.
How about a giant cucumber with bad breath?
And Squat not so good at sucking up to Rita.
Oh, my queen, you have so many monsters to choose from today. What will it be?
Finster showing off
Stop
quite a
thinking
bit of the
flowers.
collection.
I need a monster that will turn pretty blossoms into ferocious fighters.
I have
Interesting.
a very rare monster known as the Flora expectorosis.
Expert erosis. Okay.
Known as the spit flower.
Spit flower.
It
Okay.
gobbles up blossoms by the ton and then spits them out again as ferociously fanged, biting blooms. The
And they have little, they have little puppet flowers with fangs in them. That is a great touch.
Queen, I'm sure it will do.
I want one. Make it immediately.
Immediately. One spit flower coming right up.
And you get to go through the full sequence this time of Finster pulling the lever on the Monster-Matic and it pumping out and doing its thing to spit out the spit flower. And of course, we don't see it until it goes right to Earth. Kimberly's all upset still.
Hey, I know.
Well, she's
Stick
gone.
around
They
to lunch.
clean up.
That's what cheer up.
Good idea. Is that all the pieces we could locate?
Man, what a bummer.
Yeah.
So
You know
taking her
Kimberly
out,
got
yeah.
first
Sorry you don't get your float in the biggest parade of the year that's going to be seen on TV by millions of people, but we'll take you out to lunch. That'll help. No, it wouldn't. Let her be. That's the best thing to do. Say I'm sorry. We did what we could. I mean, they got her crying in the background.
Floating parade.
I wish that's something we can do.
Got an idea. We'll deal with it later, though. I gotta go.
Okay, so Tommy's got an idea.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
The guys want to take you out to lunch, but I gotta go and take care of something. Can I drop the stuff off at your house?
No, just toss it. I don't need it around to remind me of the parade.
Yeah, okay. I'll get you later.
Which again makes sense. I give her credit for that. You know, I don't want to see it. It's too late.
Rita,
It's
it's not that easy
done.
to
I don't
defeat
want to be
Power Rangers.
reminded.
Yeah, Zordon. Power Rangers, I need you at the command center immediately.
Right. Kimberly, so what needs us at the command center right away. Prepare to teleport.
And again, I could see her being a little excited about that too, because now this is a chance to get her revenge on Rita for destroying the floats. Now she wants to destroy all the floats.
Behold the viewing globe. It is called the Spit Flower, and it has the ability to turn every flower in Angel Grove into an evil and ferocious blossom.
I love, love the teeth out on it. It's so funny.
Nothing around, nobody's gonna be safe.
And peace on Earth will be dealt yet another blow. The Spit Flower's body is like armor,
Get a good
with few
shot
weak
of
spots.
Spit
You must
Flower.
avoid his claws and fangs.
Man, that is one ferocious bug.
Okay, Zach, we know you're scared of spiders and bugs. We went through that last episode. That is definitely not a bug.
I have located the Spit Flower near the park bridge.
It's morphin' time.
Yeah. Morphing sequence, seen it before. Okay, and of course the jump-in sequence, which we see pretty much every episode. Rangers or putties, or both. Okay, so we have here a Spit Flower. The claws on the Spit Flower are modeled after the Venus flytrap. Of course, probably the most famous of the carnivorous plants. They're not really teeth on them, but, you know, they have the little tendrils that sit on the outside, and when a bug enters it, it closes up, traps the bug, and they actually dissolve. They have acidic acid inside the flower that's able to dissolve and digest the bugs. The other thing it's modeled after is what's called a pitcher plant, which is what the kind of bottom of the mouth thing is here. This is another carnivorous plant where it's open on the top. It's got an interesting smell that attracts the bugs, and as the bugs get down into it to see what the nice smell is, that again is the acid that dissolves them and nourishes the plant. And now we have bitey flowers. And then we just have them stuck on the... Okay, we're gonna Velcro or pin some flowers onto you. Now act like they hurt. I mean, it's so silly.
These things are really
But
digging in.
I'm getting weak.
simple, but it works.
Our energy.
I mean, you really believe that that's flowers on them, that's doing something to them.
They're taking away all of us strength.
Just a little bit of talk about it. Now, I don't know what the tendrils in the back were supposed to represent necessarily, but again, cool looking plant vine. You know, you've got a couple of stalks up here as well. I mean, well thought out design. The roots are a little weird. The feet look kind of like flippers. I'm not sure what that would have to do with plants, but then again, plants don't have feet and walk around, so they had to do something. I'm not quite sure where the person would see out of that costume. I would assume it's the eyes up top, but it's really hard to tell. Or if he's actually looking through the mouth, which is very common in a lot of monster costumes that are oversized. Portraying somebody that's larger than a human being would be, a lot of times they look out through the mouth. So the mouth doesn't ever completely close. And again, we have our forced perspective shot to make him look giant. We get the over-the-shoulder shot, and the camera is literally, 2 inches from the costume. And this is green screen, so this shot's all far away.
Gotta get rid of this flower!
So a nice little blow up there. Rangers are in trouble, except for Tommy, who was not called by Zordon. Like, Tommy's keeping him in reserve. I mean, Tommy's being kept in reserve by Zordon.
Tommy, the Power Rangers need you at Angel Grove Park.
Right.
Surprise, now we need him. Back to the fight. Again, yeah, just regular boot. You've got a, again, looks like just generic monster foot with claws on it or something. And Tommy's able to knock him back so he doesn't step on and crush the original 5. So his sword was able to blast him. Yeah, see, again, I'm not sure. Yeah, because I don't think that there was eye holes there. Maybe it's this just underneath it, and it's just the blue mesh on top. Maybe it's through the nose here too, but it still looks like the mouth would get in the way for that. So my bet is that it might be more through the mouth. Could be either way. I mean, the arms look like they're at normal height, so maybe it is through here. I'm not sure. Not one I ever got to see up close. Of course, now we're sucking in all the flowers and turning them into bitey monsters. I just like the way that sounds. Bitey monsters. Bitey blossoms. Get a nice little smoke effect there for sucking them in. Okay, so now it's like, okay, let's get the Dragon Zord. Let's call our Zords in too. What's coming. Okay, we can't beat him. He's giant size, so we need to be giant size. Okay, let's see what happens. Hopefully we get a good battle out of it. And remember, with the Dragon Zord, it's just Mastodon, Sabretooth, and Triceratops that join up with Dragon Zord. We had in the previous episode, we've had, actually the last episode, we had Tyrannosaurus Rex fight beside Tommy's Dragon Zord. And again, Kimberly's Pterodactyl left completely out. We have no need for a pink bird. Zord up sequence. And here we go with the drill, spear, lance. I'm not quite sure what to call it. And there's a drill because it spins. Let's see. We know it worked pretty much one-shotted Itsy Bitsy Spider last episode. Looks like Spit Flower's holding his own, no? Oh, he catches the spear in his Venus Flytrap claw. Nice kick. So the Dragon Zord spear drill is not invincible. Spit Flower kicking some butt. And apparently the Bitey Blossoms also help electrocute or short circuit Dragon Zord. Down goes Frazier! I mean, down goes Dragon Zord! Even Alpha sees that they're down. Flower power is too much.
Back to the command center. We must regroup.
Alright, so Zordon's got to call him back to the command center. Yeah. One button. Let's teleport him back. And of course, we still see all of them in costume. So, in all likelihood, that was the stunt people at the time, not the actual civilian actors.
I never thought flowers could be dangerous.
And they just did the voiceover. With the real actors. Well, not the real actors, with the non-stunt people.
I have retrieved your Zords.
Stunt people are real actors too, I promise.
They were ineffective against the Spit Flower. His strength grows with every minute.
So good. We couldn't beat him, and now he's getting stronger.
Alpha, begin an analysis
We're
of the last
screwed. And then we have to have Bulk and Skull having gotten attacked by Spit Flower. Well, at least by all the Bitey Blossoms. And this was weird to me because he's got flowers all over him. He pulls one out and now sees teeth on it. You don't realize there's teeth on the other ones that are all over you, biting you, and then he sticks it on Skull, which makes it even better. They can't get him off. Spit Flower just going wild, or growing wild. But I'm sorry again, couldn't resist. Okay, so wait, you analyzed the battle in which you had no success against him whatsoever, and then determined that his mist sac is his weak point. How? How did you determine that?
I'll show Rita not to mess with me.
All right, then. Let's
And again, of course, it's up to Kimberly, because she was the one that was the most wronged by Rita. And as we've seen in 2 other episodes, it's going to be the Power Bow that takes care of the problem. And that was Nasty Night, and I forget. Yeah, so we get the bow for the mist sack, and then, of course, we do the big combined weapon. The Power Blaster. And I think we know what's coming here. Weakened with the Mist Sack, one shot from the Power Blaster, and it's game over. Nothing left of Spit Flower.
I need your help with something back in the garage.
Oh, all right.
And now Tommy's got to go back. So he was kept in reserve. Did not succeed when he summoned the Dragon Zord, and then Zordon just kept him out of the fight this time. Didn't need him because the Power Bow proved to be by far the most lethal of the Power Ranger weapons. Well, at least lethal to the monsters. Poor monsters. Tommy's back here, and of course we all know what he's doing. I didn't know pliers was spelled with an A. I always thought it was spelled with an E.
No, Alpha, that one.
And then, of course, Alpha picks up the glue by the glue end.
Right here in my hand.
Gee.
I'm trying.
Good job, Romy. Romy Sharf, of course, is the original Alpha 5. Met her at Ranger Stop. Ranger Stop a couple months ago in November. Found out that the costume was actually made specifically for her. So just like as when we get into Lord Zed, the Lord Zed costume was made specifically for Ed Neal. Alpha 5 was made specifically to fit Romy. And then other people that played Alpha after that had to fit that costume. That kind of narrowed their search down a little bit. And can't we do something simple like destroying the world?
Destroying a world?
Apparently,
Do I have to do
no.
everything myself?
Yes, Rita, you do. You want us to do all the work, and you want to yell at us.
You know that.
Again, I'm not blaming Finster for this. That was a great monster. I mean, it took down the Dragon Zord, or the Mega Dragon Zord. So, not much else. That's been this #1 most successful monster. Itsy Bitsy Spider was good too. I mean, lately we've had some really good options since Green Ranger failed and that traitor went to the other side. Shellshock, Spidertron, and now Spit Flower all had good shots. But there was one weakness with Shellshock, of course, being the special flower that only grows in one place. And even though Trini is cursed to have to keep running, she's able to stop long enough with the help of the Saber-Tooth Tiger Zord to get the flowers, the Deandra. If I remember correctly, it was a few weeks ago. And then last week with Itsy Bitsy Spider. And now again, hit the Mist Sack, and now he's weak, and now we can defeat him.
And what do you two have to say for yourselves?
Don't feel so bad, my queen. Everybody makes stupid mistakes now and then.
Again, Squat still hasn't figured out how to suck up to Rita.
Oh, no, he didn't mean that, Rita. You never made a mistake.
Never made a mistake. No, Rita, he didn't mean that. And again, same footage as pretty much every episode.
How come I never get to win?
The cowering footage, as opposed to them yelling at each other in the background. So it's not every episode, but you know, they recycle a couple of shots over and over. And of course we have to have the finale.
Man, we fought some ugly monsters, but that's Spit Flower.
It was pretty ugly. I mean, Spider-Tron was ugly too. Shell Shock was just weird.
I'm glad we got to it though before I got to that parade.
Speaking of parade. Yarny, what's up on the parade? Did it start yet?
Hurry up, it's just about to begin.
Alright, so we get to see the parade. And of course, this is not the voiceover. This is actually from a previous
I just love parades.
Tournament of Roses parade. They got permission to use the footage.
What is with the binoculars, Billy?
And
They make me feel like I'm there.
that was actually kind of funny. So again, you see, as I was saying, you kind of quickly see that the head on that one started to
I thought I
move.
said I didn't want to watch the parade.
But you have to.
And Kimberly, I don't want to watch, I don't want to see, I don't want to be reminded again. I get it. And here we go. We have the full-size version of her float. Now, they actually credit in the end credits of the episode who designed the float and who actually constructed the float for the Tournament of Roses parade.
It symbolizes world peace and togetherness. This float competed against hundreds from all over the country, and I'm told due to
Is that my
Repulse's
float?
last attack.
Tommy put it back together in time.
Thank you, Tommy.
Hey, babe. How about hug me too?
And of course, Skull's still in love with Kimberly, just like every other boy that watched the show.
It's quicker. In the eye.
And of course, the flowers set off the allergies again. And there we go. Everybody's happy, except of course for Rita and the rest of the monsters on the Moon Palace. So there we go. We can stop that there. Oh, of course, I have to actually stop it. There we go. Okay, so there we have Spit. Ah! Spit Flower.
Welcome to Arrakis.
Okay.
You're the Imperial Ecologist.
Sorry
Thank you.
guys. Since the move, I have not found my DVDs yet, so I've been going off of the Netflix versions to do the reviews, and forgot how to shut it down. Sorry, it's been a long week. So there we have it. A couple of notes about this episode. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this is the first episode where one of the Power Rangers cries. And that apparently was enough of a note to be the only trivia note on IMDb about the episode, and also listed on the Ranger Wiki. Now, what I also found from the Ranger Wiki is the voice of Spit Flower, who just made some, grunts and snarls and noises, didn't actually have any speaking lines, was Mike Reynolds. This is his first monster. He's gone on to do several other monsters in the Power Rangers episodes. But what I found the most interesting when I took a quick look at his IMDb, he's of course a well-known voice actor, best known for Akira, among other things. But he was actually in a live-action movie about 4 years before season 1 of Mighty Morphin called The Big Turnaround. Movie starring Ernest Borgnine. However, this was a live-action movie in which Mike Reynolds got to appear with a couple of his future Power Ranger voice alums. The one and only Robert Axelrod, of course, voice of Finster now, and Lord Zed coming up. And Bryan Cranston, of course, more well known for Walter White in Breaking Bad, among other things, and the dad Malcolm in the Middle. But remember, he got to start doing voices, working for Haim, which is also why Billy's last name is Cranston. That was an homage to Bryan Cranston. So there we have it. Again, we've had a couple of good weeks in a row, or good episodes in a row, of monsters that almost get the job done. It's a far cry from Bones being, 2 seconds into the fight, Billy goes, oh, we got to grab the head, throw it down the volcano and it's gone. Or, Minotaur, we just formed the power blaster and he's gone. Or, no, or the Megazord defeating, 5 monsters in a row. So it's been a little mix up, so pretty happy to see the monsters do as well as they do, except, of course, for the fact that they ultimately end up failing. Alright, well guys, thanks again for tuning in. If you like what you see, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. We're at 87 now. As I said, once we get to 100, I will do a random drawing to do a Facebook call or some video call with the winner. And as always, remember, monsters need love too.